Gravity. Why Ken's wrong. Gravity affects us at every moment, yet we find it hard to explain. Find out why Ken Wheeler's explanation of gravity contradicts empirical evidence and relies on imaginary, disproven concepts like the ether. Like light, gravity is one of those phenomena Einstein had in mind when he said, "A fish is the last thing to discover water." We're subject to gravity every moment of our lives, yet it's remarkably hard to understand. Seeing an apple fall from a tree inspired Sir Isaac Newton to think about why things fall down. Newton explained gravity as mutual acceleration of two masses toward one another based on their relative mass. Einstein's theory of general relativity, published in 1915, provided a more precise explanation. His field equations showed that matter curves the fabric of space itself, causing what we experience as gravity. Along comes Ken Wheeler to boldly decree that gravity is not a force. The angry photographer doesn't deny that the phenomenon exists. By that, he graciously concedes that if you drop a stone, it falls to the ground. According to Ken Wheeler, Newton, who's been called the most intelligent person who ever lived, was misguided. He tells his viewers that all matter, be it simplex or compounded, is ultra-high energy light, and as such, ultra-high energy dielectric dynamos that necessitatively induce current in the ether. He's wrong, of course. Light consists of photons, which have both wave-like and particle-like properties. Matter consists of atoms, which contain protons, neutrons, and electrons. Light is not matter, and vice versa. As explained in detail under field theory, why Ken's wrong, science has shown that there is no such thing as the ether. Michelson and Morley disproved its existence in 1887. Charles Proteus Steinmetz, whom Kentucky Ken calls one of the gods of field theory, called the ether hypothesis a mistake. According to the Theoria Apophasis host, gravity is mutual mass acceleration toward the lowest pressure mediation of the ether torsion between the two objects. Torsion refers to motion where one or more forces twist one end of something while its other end is fixed. The angry photographer fails to explain what force causes this twisting action. Everyone can agree that gravity is mutual mass acceleration. But the angry photographer goes off the rails when he mentions the lowest null pressure point. As with torsion, logically, something that doesn't exist also can't vary in pressure. Cherry-picking some obsolete and ill-conceived ideas from Nikola Tesla, the Theoria Apophasis host also denies Einstein's model that space curves from the presence of the mass it contains. He insists that since space has no properties, there's nothing to bend. Astronomers have proven the curvature of space empirically many times. The first was in 1919 when a team took advantage of a total solar eclipse. They measured the light paths of background stars, confirming that starlight follows the space curvature caused by the sun's mass. The most recent confirmation of space curvature came when NASA launched its Gravity Probe B in 2004. In 2011, researchers at Stanford University analyzed the satellite's data and verified that Earth's mass warps the space around it, causing gravity. Astronomy's black holes are some of the most fascinating examples of gravity at work. They're a region in the fabric of space-time where gravity is so strong that nothing, including the photons that make up light, can escape. Black holes form when extremely massive stars collapse at the end of their life cycles. These enormous stars get so dense when they die that their gravity contorts spacetime to the point where they create a black hole. Black holes can then expand by absorbing more stars or merging with other black holes. Most galaxies, including ours, have a supermassive black hole at their center. Since all of this contradicts Ken Wheeler's worldview, he's had to concoct his own explanation for the black hole phenomenon. He defines a black hole as ultra-high energy supermass with no magnitude. He goes on to claim that dielectric acceleration has overthrown magnetism's ability to keep this supermass in the mass-visible universe. A black hole, in simple, is an ether torsion faucet emitting enormous amounts of hydrogen or ultra-high energy light. As always, all of this is nonsense. Magnetism has nothing to do with an object's mass. There's no such thing as the ether, and hydrogen isn't some form of light, nor does it form from light. Kentucky Ken is fond of saying that if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. In his own case, all he seems to have is the ether, so to him, everything looks like a magnet. Gravity is a fundamental concept in science, and it's important that the public understand it correctly. Ken Wheeler's bizarre notions are false and unfounded. It would be a disaster of some gravity if anyone were to believe his fantasies about the ether, or his perverse worldview in which matter becomes light and gravity becomes magnetism.